What was that?
What was that?
Are you really the only
I'm
way
sorry,
to
my
explain that?
Bluetooth is connected to my phone.
I'm like, what you talking to?
The speaker started going in. Go ahead. Hi.
Oh, hi
Happy
guys.
St. Patty's Day.
Thank you.
My own the green.
Nice.
Oh yeah, St. Patrick's Day, huh?
Listen to me. I'm staying in the house. Them days
You
is
got
going
your
on. Them
shirt
streets.
on, magically delicious.
They're magically delicious. Woo.
You can hate her and her boobs.
But I am jealous of you when summertime and I want to wear these fancy tube tops and halter tops. I can't because my jugs are too damn big. So here we are. Anywho.
Like I wear those.
Chris. As you all see, Chris is en route somewhere.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
You're in the
cesspool
in a lounge.
You better hurry up and get out of Florida quick.
Because they about to make you a slave if you talk too loud.
They gonna hem your ass up. Shit. Be like, go to the black section. Why are you sitting in our section?
Do you hear that DeSantis is trying to take Rosa Parks' story out of the history books?
He's trying to take everything, including the black sororities, fraternities, everything.
Right. Insane. Oh, yeah. Where are the black people in Florida?
Hello? I don't know, because there's a whole hell of a lot of them in there. So I don't know what they're doing. Really, guy? You got to sit right behind. Oh, my God. Get up off of our boy's ass right now.
He's on your back.
Ew. He is up on you. There you go. That's what you should do. Anyhow. Anyway, all right. Look at here. We want to let's get this done because we got Chris. We got to get Chris out of here.
I think I have two more days to quarantine ever since I got COVID.
They don't care.
That hospital, I know, right? That hospital thing.
Bro, they don't care.
That COVID was rough for me.
Oh Lord! Oh God! Here we go.
Look at him looking around.
He's like, oh snap! Let me go. Let me bounce.
Let me see if he leaves. Cough again.
He's like, bro, we gotta get out of here. He's like, we gotta move. It's the best shit I've seen all day.
Yeah, they said that the Fort Lauderdale is the one of the best.
It's hilarious.
Since I haven't been able to breathe a whole week.
You got me fucked up right now. Anyhow. Married at First Sight.
Let's
just get into it. Another uneventful episode. It was the 1 month anniversary. So let's just start. Who we want to start with? Let's just start with the good. Go ahead. You go ahead.
Say one thing. Nobody has chemistry except for one couple, and that's why it's so hard to watch. There's no chemistry.
Right.
Go ahead. Who you want to start with?
We might as well start with the good couple, Nicole and Chris.
And I missed a lot of theirs because yesterday I was sick and I was like watching it yesterday, and so I was like in and out of like this NyQuil fog.
So
I know they did the airplane ride.
Yep, they went on their helicopter ride. Her father came to visit and brought her dog, and he kind of gave Chris an earful. Her father's really like he's really rough around the edges.
I like that the father said he needs some big dick energy.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Okay, then. Yeah.
No, because he's basically telling him. He basically told him in not so many words that you need to stick up for yourself. Like you need to, because she's gonna come hard. So you need to, let her know. ... Yeah. So I liked it. I liked the helicopter ride. Did they have dinner? I think she's just too. Like with Nicole, like she was all at the dinner. She was like the moderator, like she was getting in everybody's business. Like I was just like, come on.
Yeah.
Stop.
That's one thing. Go ahead, Chris, because you're.
No, you're right. I think they all like Clint does that for the men, and Nicole does that for everybody else. I mean, she's all up, and I was like,
She really needs to kind of step back and mind her business a little. Your opinion is not needed in every situation. And I feel like you think that, yeah, you got a good husband, but you had all these bad relationships before. Don't give any advice. Don't give any advice.
You hear who she's giving advice to now?
Yeah. Shaquille. So no.
Well, okay, back to that with her advice. On the after party, Shaquille was on the after party, and he said, although he appreciates it, he's like, Nicole, she goes so far as she leaves notes. She leaves notes under their apartment door for Shaq, telling Shaq what he needs to do for Kirsten. Like, before you go to bed tonight, give your wife a kiss and a hug or what have you. And I'm like,
that's what I was talking about, Shit. You didn't see that part?
No.
He's slipping notes under the door.
No, man. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No.
Mind your business. There's such a thing as being helpful, but you don't know this man long enough to be doing all of this.
Nope.
It's none of your business.
It's none of your business.
Basically. Yep.
I know y'all are on this journey together and you feel that you have this familiarity, but you need to back off a little. You don't know him. You don't know him like that.
Agreed. Worry about your marriage, because at the end of the day, even though it's going good, you need to focus on your marriage to Chris and Chris alone. That's it. Don't worry about other people. And if they've been, first of all, I mean, I get it. It's the show, but it's like that whole, have y'all been intimate? How far has it gone? What stage are y'all at? Have you been on first base or whatever? And I'm just like,
too much.
Man, that's a little bit much.
Too much.
Like, that's too much. That's not appropriate. But I get it because it's the show and people want to know, but still, mind your business. Fall back, Nicole.
I mean, I think she's just bored because everything is going so well for her and Chris.
That's a point. She probably just needs a little bit because she's used to getting. Nobody got fired today.
Exactly. Someone's got some cigarettes.
No, let me stop. I was joking.
But
you're right about her being bored. Is that there's no drama going on in her life and it's going smooth sailing. So she probably does.
Mm-hmm. I know we're wrong for that. We really are wrong for that.
Yeah, and I played into that. That's my fault.
You did. You started it.
I did. Who else we got? We going.
One more thing about Nicole and Chris. Nicole needs to slow her roll. Her insecurities are too much. Like when they were watching their wedding video, and all she
with the makeup,
instead of just watching it and being happy with it and just saying, he said you look beautiful, and they were complimenting each other, and all she kept focusing on was my hair looked like shit, my makeup looked like shit, I don't like my dress, my hair had fallen. That I can see where that's like wearing on Chris. Like, he's not going to be able to deal with that. If he said it right like that, he's going to be like, no.
And it goes again to show what we said last week. There is levels to insecurity. I was very surprised at how high her level is.
Yep.
She's very insecure of herself and very critical. We're all critical of ourselves, but she has taken it way too far. And
dude, don't get your ass. Don't you get those acting up.
They look like golfers.
No, she's totally insecure.
Yeah, that's all that is. It's her insecurity.
Yeah.
So who else? Let's go to
But they're fucking. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, she's happy. She's happy.
Oh yeah, she's very happy.
But I think that's also about it. She doesn't. That's why she's doing so many outside things. She's never been. She's usually probably consumed with her relationship or trying to be everything for the person and trying to do. And now she has all this extra energy or to put someplace. So she's telling Shaquille what to do. She's getting other people's business. She's even, even the insecurity part of it is like, her boyfriend probably would say, "Oh, your makeup looks like shit." That's she's used to having that as opposed to
Yeah.
no one's criticizing me, no one's where Chris
Yeah.
is like, "Oh no, no, you look great." It's like, "No, I don't. I look like so and so," and she's used to having someone go, "Yeah, you look like shit." So
Yeah.
I
she has
agree.
so much extra energy.
Yeah.
She needs to chill though.
Let's go to Clint and Gina. This week, they were the surprise out the gate couple for me this week because they seem to get along really well.
They're just,
I still don't buy it.
yeah, they're just friends.
Yeah, I don't get no chemistry.
None.
Okay, I don't get any chemistry, but as far as they're getting on well with each other, I think that it's a great improvement as opposed to what we've been seeing. Like they went on that red. First of all, the two of them, oof, whoever is allowing them to dress the way that they dress, I mean, they went on that redneck bus tour with Chris and Nicole. And I was like, what are you wearing? That is just the worst. But anyway, I thought that they had some, their relationship's getting a little bit better as far as friend wise. Like they're getting along well. Like
I think they both said, "Let's just do this until the end."
Yeah.
So let's get through it. We can be civil. They're roommates. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
They're roommates.
Yeah.
But she did admit when he took her to that waterfall thing in Memphis that she sees why the experts match them up because he's adventurous. Yeah, he's adventurous. He's this. I think she's liking him because of how he loves her dog. Like some people can kind of
and how her dog loves you. How her dog loves him too.
Yeah, her dog Hank is all into Clint. Like Clint's ready to change the dog's last name. He's like, I want Hank.
Because they're related. Because they're related. That's why. They look.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, I think they surprised me. That's all I'm gonna say about them.
I get what you're saying. I just don't feel like anything about her and what she says is genuine, especially the part, when she was breaking down like, oh, they all say that. I see why the experts put us together, and yet they still don't work hard. I'm going to go with what Chris said last week, and I'm just jumping a little bit. I think it's Kirsten who's really flipped the script and is like, can see herself with him, but it's not going to work. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump ahead, but they all say the same thing. I see why the experts put us together, but they don't really do anything with that information.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're going to work in the end. I think, like Chris said, I think they're just in it. They're getting along. I think at the end, they're just going to be like, let's be friends. And just, it ain't meant to be.
Can you believe that they had 3 other iterations after the show last night? They had the after party with Keisha. They had the couples couch with past cast members and a random, which if we should get on. Well, they're couples. Everyone's a couple. And then they had the halfway thing with Kevin Frazier.
Oh, I missed all of that.
There's a halfway thing with talking about everybody how they should be doing and this that and the other. With the 4 from Variety and Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah, I don't watch the couples couch because I'm just like I don't need to rewatch the show again and get these people's opinions. But I do agree, I'll be all over that if we could get our asses on the couples couch. Shit, but I watched the Kevin Frazier one, and that was good. And again, Kevin Frazier, hello, here we are. And the after party with Keisha, she had some guy on there. He has his own podcast, but I can see why he was brought on because he's more of he was a black guy. I forgot his name, but his podcast focus on like black men and their like mental health and relationships and all of that. So he was good on there talking to Shaq and Aris, but I wish he would have got a little bit in Aris's ass, and somebody needs to tell Aris that he needs to go. So having said that, let's just jump right into Aris and Jasmine, because at this point, Aris needs that remember the Sandman or the Clown Man from the Apollo when people would
Yep.
suck and they'd come out there and dance and get their ass off, sweep their ass off the stage? Somebody needs to come in with that cane, that long ass cane, and yank that motherfucker by his neck off the goddamn show. Because Jasmine was giving me Paige vibes, yes, on the episode, because she's like, I've worked so hard to get where I'm at and be so happy and be, confident in myself. This motherfucker is dragging her down and stomping on her fucking self-esteem, and it's not right.
Well, another thing is, did you see the 1 month anniversary? I was like, she looked good in that dress.
Yes, she did.
She looked
on what?
On her 1 month anniversary.
The dress.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The dress, she looked
I can't
good.
remember.
She looked good when they went.
Yeah.
She looked good when they went to that date, when he took her to that rage room, and she had on like the midriff, like bralette top or workout top, and she had on some like spandex on or whatever, and she looked good. She had an ounce of fat on that child, and she's got a cute little, she ain't got a Megan Thee Stallion ass, but who does? But she's got a nice little juicy booty back there. I think she's got a great body.
I still don't. It's really hard for me to understand. And they were talking about this in the after party. He won't even have sex with her. And they talk about how he's had one night stands, and this is you have one night stands before, and this is your wife now, and you're not just a trial. And that's what I was saying from the very beginning. I think there's a fear that he's gonna get. I think he's so afraid that he's gonna get whipped or he wants to be an independent person. I don't know why.
I think it's just that he absolutely is not physically attracted to her.
Look, if he's having one,
but one night stands, I mean, unless you're just drunk and you got the, what is it called, the beer goggles or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But he has to see her every single day.
Yeah, something's not.
He gay.
Adding up to me. He's not gay.
I think he's gay.
It doesn't feel like there's something else working for him not to be such a freak or a sexual person. Talking about all the things he's done. And he's been celibate for a month now, he said. And they said, I'm okay with being celibate. I know I can be celibate. Like, but you don't have to be. You don't have to be.
But that's why I feel like he's lying. That's why I feel like he's lying. He's selling us this whole big thing about how he has this sexual prowess and how he was just all into this. And now he's saying, well, I don't want her to get it, which is admirable if I liked him. But him saying, like, I don't want her to get emotionally attached to me. She's a little bit emotionally attached already.
She's married to him. I mean, come on.
Right. So she is a little bit attached to that idea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think with him, he's lying about something. Maybe, I don't believe he's gay either. I just threw that out there that maybe he's just not attracted to her. But maybe he does have somebody else. Maybe he's on this show not for the right reasons at all.
I don't know why he's on the show.
No.
I don't know why he's on there either, but I'm just saying he's not on here for any right reasons. There's some kind of game plan.
Here's my thought on this. I think that she's a nice girl, a nice woman. And I think she's just not aggressive enough for him. Let's just put it this way. Regardless of the big ass and the lack of the ass and all of that, I think if she was a little bit more like, how can I say this? Like a little bit more like dirty, like, ooh, come on over here. You better come on over here and spank this ass. You better get up in here and and did all this. I bet if she did that, he'd be like, oh, okay. Like she's not physically my type, But
you don't know how dirty she is unless you at least tap it first. What there's some people that have to build up to that. I mean, have sex with her, and then when she feels comfortable, she might be the dirtiest chick you ever been with. But you
right.
hadn't even given her the little bit yet.
But that's I understand having the emotional. He doesn't want her to get emotionally attached, but she's already emotionally attached.
She
Yep.
She wants to
is,
fuck, and she wants to fuck her husband. So why don't you just do
and
it?
she's saying it.
Thank you. And and that's not their only issue, but that's the issue that they keep talking about. They get along well, they hang out together, they do things together. He's like, he's there for when he had COVID, when he had COVID,
Yeah.
So
No.
so so what's the problem? So I'm just trying to think of if he has sex with her, for instance, does that mean that is he worried about there's nothing wrong with her and it's me? Does that make sense? Is he that I think that's what he's afraid of. I think he's afraid of if he has sex with her and the sex is even remotely good, he's gonna be like, I'm married and I'm settled down and there's no reason why I should not be married and settle down with this woman because she's everything that I need and want, and something's over there.
He's not used to a woman. He's not used to being with a woman like her, because you notice the last time when they were playing that game, the drinking game, and he said, she was like, you're calling me boring because I've never had a one night stand. I've never cheated on anybody in a
I never
relationship.
kissed a
And
girl.
I've never kissed a person of the same sex, a woman, she's like, and he's like, well, yeah, that seems like a boring life or what have you. And I'm like, bro, so that just showed me the type of women that he's probably associated himself with all
And
this
why he's
time.
never been in love. And why he's never been in
Right.
love.
So, and now he's got.
That's what I think he's afraid of. I really think he's afraid of that. I really think he's afraid of being in love. He's afraid of being in love because she's everything that he asked for. He asked for a queen. He asked for all this kind of stuff. The only thing is that he's hinging things on is she don't have a big ass and I don't want to hurt her feelings.
Yep.
Really? How you gonna
I
hurt her
kind
feelings?
of go back to when I say he's lying, like when he was all like, "Oh, you're boring" or whatever. I think he was strategically trying to make her more disgusted with him. Oh, you don't, because what man, black man, first of all, they all into body counts as it is. Two, you talk about cheating and one night stands. When you come out the gate telling that to a guy, he's going to treat you accordingly. So him saying, "Oh, you're boring for this," I think he was just saying that to piss her off, or to make her be like, you know what, put more walls up against her, because he doesn't want it. And he's not man enough to say, you know what, this is not what I wanted. My cousin was fucking right. This is, she might be a great girl for somebody else, but I don't want it. I don't want it. He's full of shit. He's full of shit,
Yes, he is full of shit. And somebody should have, at this point, the experts need to get involved. He needs to have his feet held to the fire and be like, bro, what are you going to do? Because he shouldn't be allowed at this point. He shouldn't be allowed to continue to go on to the 8 weeks. If all he brings to the table at this point is basically nothing. If it ain't sex talk or just being rude to her, he brings nothing to the table. When they were at their anniversary dinner, he was so uninterested.
He didn't even look at her.
He wouldn't even look her in the eye. She's talking. She's trying to have a serious conversation with him, and he's not in it. And I was screaming at the TV because I'm like, Jasmine, get your ass up and walk away and just say, if you want this to work, then you come find me, because I'm out. I'm going to get my shit and my dog, and I'm going back to my parents' house. I'm out.
My dog.
What you ain't going to do is humiliate me. And especially if I've worked so hard on uplifting myself and working on my, self-esteem, I'm going to let your 10-year-old ass older than me, friggin' bring me down. Fuck that.
Yeah.
He needs to go. Somebody needs to jump in next week, whether it be Pepper or Cal. It needs to get in his ass.
They're not. They absolutely are not going to do it. It just like with Paige and Chris, they let all that stuff play out. They knew how that he wasn't in it and running back and forth, and they did nothing.
Yep. Yeah. And you would think that they would have learned from Paige and Chris because people were outraged over that. And here we are letting it happen again. He's not as rude as Chris.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But he is on the cusp of it. Like, again, shut the fuck up about sex. How does that make your wife feel when all you want to do is talk about sex, but you don't want to fuck me? Like at the group dinner. And he's like, so what did he say? I forgot what the question he asked about sex or whatever. I can't remember what he said, but it was another sex question. And she looked at him like, seriously?
Yeah. Yeah.
He brings nothing to the table. I'm like, I know he has a good job, but he doesn't talk about anything.
And why is she attracted to him?
Why does she what?
Why is she attracted to him?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
No idea.
He does not seem intellectual at all.
Nope. I don't even think he's remotely cute, period.
I mean, did he pick a good brass? Does he cook well? Does he feed her? I mean, is he good at sport? I don't see anything.
Because he has no interest in her whatsoever.
But that's what I say about all of them to a point. They're just not interesting people. Or they're not matched with somebody that would make them more interested. Like, they're all kind of very boring. And even the couple I like, Chris and Nicole, they're just really, when you think about it, everybody is kind of like just boring. Together and on their own. Even Shaq. I like Shaq. Thank God he has the school because we see another part of his personality. But on the show, dealing with Kirsten, it's like boring.
I don't. And we can go right into them too because listen to me.
Before we go into them, can I just say one thing?
Sure.
When I say boring, you think about all the other seasons before, and even with couples that you didn't like. There was something more that you wanted to see about the couples. You know what I'm saying? Whereas with them, it's like a blank page, and we have to fill in the words. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oof.
But
well, we already know they're not going to last. You know, they're going to drag. You're right, Shahida. They'll drag it out for the remainder of the season, and we'll listen. We'll once again witness the slow decline of her self-esteem go to the gutter, and then in 8 weeks she's going to be like, "Oh no, I don't want to stay married to you."
Like I said, I was in and out of sleep watching it. That NyQuil, it will do something to you, but. Was it her that said something? I saw somebody in the kitchen, in one of the kitchens, and they were like, I just learned how to love myself. And person, was that her?
It was Jasmine, yeah.
That was deep.
Yep.
That was deep. So she really needs to get out of the situation, because if you're just learning how to love yourself and you're with somebody that's constantly making you question who you are as a person, and ooh, girl, I got a story. But
or how could you be? I could not do it. I could not be in a relationship, let alone married,
fighting you to like me
and have feelings for you. Like, that is the worst feeling in the world, to be with someone and I have all the feelings for you. I'm ready to go ride or die for you, and I know for a fact that there's nothing there
at all.
I am gone. I'd have to be gone. So, and I'm talking about a regular relationship. This is a whole ass marriage. And it's like, why should she have to suffer through this shit? He needs to go.
What did you think about his proposal of not having sex until after decision day.
That was just his punk ass way.
To take the pressure off.
That was his punk ass way of he don't, we're not gonna. This is never gonna happen, Jasmine. So let's wait until after decision day, because he should have been a man and say, because on decision day, we're not gonna have to worry about having sex because I'm not gonna say yes.
Right.
Didn't she say but other stuff is on the table? Did she say that?
I almost fell out.
Work on their intimacy, regardless of the sex. Work on their intimacy. And he's like, yeah, we can.
No, she said, would you be open to other intimate things other than like sex? So I'm like, girl, don't do it. Girl, don't do it. Don't give him a blowjob. Don't do none of that. Sorry. Because the way she was asking, it's like she's willing. She is willing to go and do some other shit with him, with the exception of full-on penetration. I'm like, girl, don't do it. My mind always goes straight to the gutter. And I'm like, boo-boo, do not suck his wiener.
I'm just surprised that they're in the bed all together, right? They're sleeping together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not one time, something like, he
made it known that he turns over and he just goes to sleep. And she said it too. Have you ever laid in a bed with a man and him not trying to do something?
No.
Or just even like,
thank God for me. No. Ooh, I don't know.
I'm just not getting it.
But you never know what they were thinking, Chris. They could have been thinking like, we're here together. I'm bored.
I just want to scream.
It's almost, even if the person is, it's just no way. It's just no way. So he's lying about a lot. We just don't know what it is. It might not even ever come out, but he's lying about a lot. He does not want her.
Nope.
She just needs to pack up her stuff and either go to the next room and sleep in there, because all you're going to do is wake up frustrated every morning. And I'm not going to wake up frustrated every morning.
No, guys.
Myself, if you're not going to do the shit for me.
Nope. Yep. Listen, at this point, Jasmine, go find yourself a side piece for the next 8 weeks and get your back blown out, because he ain't gonna do it for you. Move on.
I wonder what he would do if she just started pleasing herself right there in the bed with him.
I was just thinking
what
about
would he
that.
do? You was thinking about that too? Nasty.
He should.
I was like, what if she's like, you know what? You ain't gonna give it to me, I'm gonna give it to me.
In
you
front
join
of
in?
you.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to join in?
What would he do? I think he would just put the pillow over his ears and just pretend to be like,
no.
That's
He's
what
a pig. He's a freak.
Understand.
If he's a freak, if he's a so-called freak, and she did that, he'd probably get up and watch her.
I don't think he might watch it, but he ain't gonna do nothing else.
He ain't gonna do nothing.
That's the point.
Yeah, but I don't understand that.
He ain't gonna do nothing, but he'll watch her.
I don't get why he wouldn't do anything. Why?
Or if she's like, let's do it together.
Because also,
you do you. What would he do?
It doesn't seem like he's the type of dude that I'm going to protect this woman's feelings. He doesn't seem like that kind of dude.
He don't even look her in the eye when he's talking. So
right, so
you're not giving her eye contact. You don't care about her.
Yeah, but that's where it doesn't make sense to me. It's
doesn't.
You don't really care about them. Why don't you just right there?
You just leave. Just pull a Dominique. At this point, just pull a Dominique and say, I've tried. I don't ever see myself having sex with her. So therefore, she's not my type. So therefore, in order to prevent any hurt feelings or what have you, I'm willing to just walk away and end this now. Just pull a fucking Dominique and leave. Because I'm over him. He's just making me so upset.
In the first place, why did he even go on the show in the first place? Seriously, what is his motivation going on the show?
And again, I go back to the experts. When he said that he's never been in love, then maybe you should date to find love and then come back to us because you are not ready to be in a relationship.
Sir.
Period. Period.
Take your
Anywho.
ass on. So he probably is the most unlikable one on the show right now.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Well,
Most unlikable.
well,
What?
Kirsten's a really close.
Kirsten's a close second.
She's second.
Oh yeah.
He, they're close. So we're jumping to them now.
I can't really tell with her.
She talks like she's
he's
6
done-
years
he's
old,
done-
and it's annoying. Her voice
done with her.
absolutely annoys me to death. She talks like she's 6, and I'm like, you are an adult, and she talks with that whiny tone all the time, and I'm just like, ugh.
Her voice doesn't bother me. Her voice, it's what she says that bothers me. I think she's just manipulative more so than anything. That she's right, like really.
Well, you have to find out more about me. Why don't you find out more? Why don't you find out more about me?
Well, why don't you tell him? Like it's like he should always. She's like, he should always ask her, like, how are you feeling? What do you want? Da 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 da. Why don't you be a wife and communicate to your husband? And then what I didn't like about her on this episode was he was very forthcoming. He's like, I want to get to know you. I want to get to know other areas about you. Like, I want to meet you. I want to know your family. I want to know your friends. I want to know this. And she had the audacity to say in her little confessional, well, I'm not gonna bring him to meet my people right now. It's still new. Like if we say yes after decision day, then he can get to know these people. And I'm like, you're defeating the purpose here. You're married. You're not doing this experience correctly. Let this man, if this man wants to see your family and be around your friends to get another idea of how you are as a person, then do it. She's an idiot. And she wants him to be aggressive. And when she told her friend, why can't, when he comes in the door, why can't he kiss me and say, hi, how's your day? All I get is a hey. Well, honey, you've been pushing him away so long. What do you expect him to do at this point? 1 minute she's here, the next day she's here.
And I didn't agree with Kevin Frazier when he was saying, when she said, oh, well, if you just like, about the kissing part, whatever. I'm like, oh, well, she gave him the go ahead. Why doesn't she kill just do it? And I'm like, because she does. I don't think she's being forthcoming. She's not.
No, she's not. And it's easy to tell that she's not being forthcoming.
She's still not attracted to him.
Nope.
Is there any kind of intimacy? She's like, no.
And like when they went after the group dinner and they came back and they were sitting on the couch and he's like, just when I think everything is going good, you get in front of a bunch of people and then you drop this bomb on me. She's fake. She's fake. And then, like you said, Tanya, she had that whole big discussion about well, when you come home, I ask you, well, Chris, how are we doing? I mean, Shaquille, how are you or whatever? And you don't do that to me. And he's like, I do ask you about yourself. And I believe him 100% because we've seen it on camera that he's asking where we are, how are you feeling or whatever. And if you felt like, oh, I needed to work on intimacy, why do you wait to get to a group or in front of a camera to say it instead of telling that man what you want and what you expect? It's just an easy cop out for her to be able to say, well, you're not communicating to me. Well, why are you not communicating, man? Why are you not voicing what you want, man?
I have my walls up. My walls are coming down a little bit. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, they're
Just
not.
stop.
They're not. No. And yeah, you're right, Shahida. Like she's communicating to the wrong people. Like communicate with your husband. Like
what she's doing is she's building a false narrative to other people that makes her look good when she can come home and just continue to lie in this man's face.
Yep. Agreed.
I like the fact that he's not going for the bullshit anymore.
Yeah. Nope.
He's kind of like, he says, I don't know if I can be with someone who has such walls up and won't let me
Mhm.
into anything. You won't even let me into your lips. Both of them. Both of them.
She's
Facts.
she's she's she
She
she's
won't
you
even
know
kiss
what?
him.
It would be great if they had paired her with Eris. You know why? Because they both would end up cheating on each other, fucking around, mind fucking each other. They would be a catastrophe, but it would be interesting to watch.
I'm telling you,
And you know,
they
it's
mixed up
interesting.
them two couples.
Hmm?
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. I think that Shaquille and Jasmine would
Yep.
have got. She'd have been a great wife. She'd have been a great queen by his side, how she is,
100.
with all those damn dogs and all his damn plants. And she'd have been like, oh, and he does makes bow ties and this, that, and the other. And you know, they would have been much more matched up than
Yep.
now.
100%. I've been saying that they've matched. They
And
matched.
Airless would have gotten a big ass and a woman who don't care and who just
Yep.
wants to hit it and quit it. And he'd be much more aggressive than Shakira. Shakira's being very nice and being very respectful of her. I don't think she wants someone to be nice and respectful of her. I think he wants to just shut the fuck up and come over here and suck my dick.
Did I not say that in one of our past ones? I'm like, if he would just be like, bitch, she'd tighten up real quick.
I don't know.
Get on over
I
here.
think she's really turned off by his looks, and I think if he was to approach her in that way, she would use that as an excuse, and she'd be on camera crying about she fearing for her safety. I wouldn't fucking trust her.
Yeah, someone who else did that in another season? Someone
Uh,
else did that gaslight, saying
yeah,
that
yeah.
I didn't like how he was so
Oh, I can't
aggressive.
remember.
Oh, was it
It was
in Boston? Was it when what's her name? Alyssa. Well, because then she say, when he would
right.
approach her and then try and find out oh my God, I really felt scared. And she was really gaslighting. And he was
Yeah.
just basically asking a question.
Yeah. And I think that she would recoil, like you said, Chris, with the Kevin Frazier, when Kevin Frazier was like, oh, if that's what she said, then I'd be like, oh, camera, everybody leave.
Yeah.
We're doing it. I think if he went at her like that and was like, come here and she probably recoil and be like, oh, no.
I think what they're going off of is what we see in terms of she seems to be nice or breaking down the walls or getting closer. But I trust what Shaquille's instincts are of like, no, she
That's what
ain't.
I'm saying. We got to go by
Yeah,
his clue
yeah,
because his
yeah.
clue is
Right.
that she's one way in front of everybody in the cameras and a completely
Mm,
different way at home. Y'all,
mm,
I don't know how many hours they have without the cameras, but in that time frame, if you're not making any effort to do all the things that you said on screen, then you're lying.
yeah.
Agreed. That ain't gonna work. I think he's gonna, and I hope. Well, we'll see how it pans out. I mean, we still got some time left, but
But no, remember Tanya? Remember when he was on one of the first lives or whatever with Keisha? He said then, and we all like, oh, what we got to watch and see. He said then she's a different person
yeah,
on screen than she is when the cameras are not rolling, and now we see him starting to vocalize that on the actual show. So he's
yeah,
really kind of it's a nice thread of him really calling kind of bringing her out together. So we'll see. We'll see.
Mm,
it'll be
I believe
interesting.
him. I believe him. And I was,
Oh,
I
I do
was really
too.
shocked about some of the comments I was reading on, I think it was Instagram or it could have been it wasn't Twitter, but I think it was Instagram. And then people were like, oh, he needs to slow his roll because he's not cute. She's a 10, he's a 5. That's not.
She is not a 10. She's attractive. Don't get me wrong. She's a
She
pretty
needs to fix
lady,
that weave
but
because
she ain't no damn 10.
her hair is not matching the weave, and
Oh,
he needs to
yeah,
press it.
but she
yeah,
doesn't have any personality at all.
none. A dead fish.
That's
She's
all
like
I'm
this,
saying.
you
No
know.
personality
Well,
whatsoever.
I mean, but you know, you have to get to know me.
She doesn't seem
Well,
fun.
at all.
Because she's
Mm-mm.
not attracted to him. I bet if she was all, I bet,
I
listen,
don't know. She don't even seem fun when she's just with the girls. She just seems like a fucking dud.
Yeah, that is true. Well, we've seen her apartment, so if that really is her apartment, then that
Exactly.
alone
No
speaks volumes.
personality.
She's nothing.
And when
Nothing.
did Nicole go to work? When she go to work? I mean, like, you're a real estate agent. You should be out there hustling. She don't even have a hustler spirit.
Oh, what do you think about the whole house thing?
Oh, I saw that preview.
Shahida, did you see that?
Oh, you missed it.
She said there was a never before seen exclusive where she's like, well, you're gonna have to get me a house, and he's like, you mean you're not gonna help contribute to anything? She's like, no.
If I'm pushing out babies
for you, you gotta get me the house. She ain't gonna help. And he was like he said, we're not gonna do it together. She's like, no. If I'm doing the baby, I'm taking care of the baby. I was like, oh.
But she did throw in there. But I'm gonna be on the deed. Oh, I'll be on the deed of the house. Right. But you're gonna buy it. I'm not contributing nothing. I'm pushing out your babies.
Girl, you ain't even letting him have sex. He can't even think about babies because there's no sperm, meat, and egg unless you actually lay down with the man. Come on.
Your name is not married.
She's not in it.
Well, that was just disrespectful to say anyway, because again, you're married. If this marriage lasts, what do you do as a married couple? If you want to buy a house, you buy a house together. You build together. It's our house. Why should I have to buy the house? Or why should you have to buy the house? We buy this house together. We're building together. We're having children together. Yes, you're giving birth, but these are our children. When that whole I'm pushing out your babies, like, what the fuck?
You know what? Now that I think about it more, I think Kirsten has been told too many times that she's pretty. She doesn't have anything behind that, right? So, like, I'm thinking about it. Like, I've been in commercial real estate. I've been in residential real estate. She doesn't even have the personality to sell a house. Just the basics, because there are plenty of real estate agents that will take you to a house and be like, this is the kitchen, this is the bathroom. What do you think? They may sell a house, 1 or 2 times, but they're not busting out the numbers at the end of the month. She's very bland. So she really thinks that, you know what? I got looks. People say I'm pretty. Dudes have probably fallen for me before, but you ain't never got a ring. That's why you're on this show.
Right. I wish
you don't have anything to back it up.
Who are the other dudes that she has dated?
Yeah, I want to see them. I want to see them because if you
got think ball players,
No.
I don't know. I think just to take it a little bit further is you're right. She's pretty and she probably has had no problem attracting a man. But there's a reason why you're single, miss, because these guys, she probably gets the guy. And then once the guy is in there for like 3 to 6 months and he realizes that there ain't nothing up there, they are gone.
That's it.
And like you said, that's why you're on Married at First Sight.
But she could be different if she's attracted to that. You know what I mean? She could be different. I
believe she probably is different and she's attracted to them. I believe she's probably like Jasmine, but needier. And then that neediness part probably that's just like,
Yeah.
And you don't communicate. I mean, if it isn't that she's, I mean, it would be probably different if she was attracted to the guy, but still, you don't even have those basic communication skills. Mm-hmm. You should be able to have a civil conversation with the man, regardless if you're attracted to him or not. Like this isn't a first time. Like I can see her saying this to other men. Like, well, why you don't ask me? Like, you don't come to me and ask me about me or this, that, and the other thing. I'm sure this isn't the first time this has happened with her, where she's not being communicative to her person. And again, that's why she's what ended up on Married at First Sight, and now she's making Shaq's life miserable.
And there's nothing wrong with being gorgeous and still single, because that, hey,
I mean, look at me.
That happens to friggin' Halle Berry, everybody. Gorgeous and still single, right? So the thing,
right here,
and we're just commenting on the fact that she's not bringing anything to a golden situation. Golden situation. She's not bringing anything but, oh, I'm pretty.
That's it. That's it. Nothing. Okay, well, I think that's all we got today. That was it.
That's it.
We covered everybody.
Yeah, it was a bland week because, again, like I said from the top, I just don't think no one's interesting enough.
No
one's interesting enough. The one I do like the most is Shaq still. Yeah. I still like Nicole and Chris, but
and I like Jasmine too.
Oh, of course I like Jasmine, but the situations that they're all in, I'm not even entertaining. The situations that they're all in are just duds.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I can't remember like a first anniversary being so blah.
And I will give them credit though. I'm glad that for the first anniversary, they focused on the dinners and their activities that they were doing, because remember in seasons past, they always had everybody, we have to suffer through watching them watch their wedding videos. So the only person that did it was Chris and Nicole, which was fine. But remember before they used to make everybody like you'd have to go through, suffer and watch them go through their photo album and watch their wedding videos back. Yeah, we're good. We're done with that. We're done with that.
But, and I was thinking about the New Orleans season again, and just how, like at this point, the 1 month or whatever, and like Marty and Woody were so entertaining from like day one. And I think it was more so because together and separately, they were lively people.
Yes.
And you see these people like Shaq, I love him to death, but he's not lively on the show. He's very low key, which I respect, because man, you got a good job and I don't want you to be out here showing your ass. But Monty and Woody, and even like the other two, Amanda, I forget what they named, the white couple with the dude with the glass. They were
Amelia and Bennett.
They were entertaining together.
They were on a couple's couch.
Oh, they were
Bennett and
Bennett.
the brother with the glasses, who married the best friend of Woody.
Oh, Miles.
The two of them were together.
They were all just very entertaining together and separately, and that's why you see them get together at the table and have dinner. Really interesting conversation, but this one is all scripted. It seems all scripted, and then they're boring.
It's boring because none of them are attracted to each other. Like the only couple that we have is Chris and Nicole.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's basic at best. No one's attracted to each other. No one's attracted to each other. No one's actively communicating with each other.
Yeah.
Therefore, when you get these group dinners together or these group outings together, it's Dudsville, Snoresville. It's like nobody next. Yeah. Nobody wants to see that shit. Next. Anywho, all right, y'all.
All right, kids.
It's been real. So don't hang up. But we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Deuces.